Hello, and welcome to the Narrow Gate. It's so good to be back with you on Season 4, and we are definitely refreshed. Corey and myself, definitely could have used a little bit more time, but we feel like it's time to move forward with the Narrow Gate and some of the episodes that we have coming. I do want to mention to you, there are several things. One, if you listen to YouTube or watch Rumble and to check us out, I wanted to mention that we've had a few hiccups. I had to reformat my computer. Unfortunately, some of the stuff that I had on the computer was not sent to the external hard drive that I have. So a lot of that stuff was deleted. So, and especially some of the former content that we had prior to all this, some of that is gone as well, unfortunately. But, you know, stuff like that happens. Anyway, our problems were resolved. Fortunately, I now know to be a little bit more aware of things, so to speak. So, you know, next time around, we'll be a little bit more prepared for that area. So if you're somebody that watches YouTube or Rumble, unfortunately, I'm not going to put a lot of content out just yet, just because of the simple fact that we don't have an intro, we don't have an outro. We do have that stuff. I'm going to have to contact the individual that made our video stuff, and they're going to be able to get that stuff back to us. But, you know, on the other side of things, we are not going to go in the normal format that we have been doing, which is having consecutively our videos and audio every 2 weeks, on the basis and the simple fact that it is just Corey and myself that are doing these things, and it takes a lot of time to put into this content, to put it out, to give it to you all. So basically, I've been praying about it and seeking the Lord about it, and I've been feeling led, and it's been confirmed that whenever I make a recording of an episode, I cut it and then put it out. There's not necessarily going to be a pattern to it. It's not going to be every 2 weeks. It's not going to be every week. It's not going to be every month, maybe, just depending on what the Lord gives us as far as an episode, or who we interview as an episode. So I just want to let you know. And it very well could be that we have some episodes that we cut and create, and we put them out every 2 weeks simply because we just have the content and availability to do that. I'm just putting it out there. I know I used to send out email blasts when our content is being put out. Unfortunately, just due to time and just life and having a family and so on and so forth, sometimes that stuff just gets in the way. I prayed about it, seeked the Lord about it, and He's like, you're free to be a little bit more mobile. So that's what we're going to be, is we're going to be a little bit more mobile. And the sound quality isn't always going to be the same, or it's going to be really good. It just depends on what kind of devices we use to do the recordings and where we happen to be at the time. But, you know, thank you for those that have faithfully listened. We do appreciate that. I would like to make a request, and that would be, could you please donate to our podcast, our ministry? That would greatly help us, because that would also help us to be able to do more as far as recording, cutting videos, putting it out to you, getting the equipment that we need to make it easier, and so on and so forth. And plus, it really helps us, and we do give back to the community as well for whatever we receive. This is free content. We don't charge a subscription fee or anything for it. We don't agree with that, because, you know, this is for the kingdom. People need to learn new things. People need to be aware of what's out there, and we really shouldn't be charging for that, you know. So we're not going to be charging a subscription fee or anything of the sort. We're not going to do a Patreon account or anything like that, because this is kingdom-based stuff. So that means that you should be able to look at the archives whenever you want. So if you do feel like donating to our ministry, like I said, we will have links on our notes so that you can click on it and it'll send you to whether you want to do a monthly donation or whether you want to do just a one-time donation. And that is through Square. So if you're wondering what the link will send you to, it's Square. So we feel like, anybody should be able to do it. And if we have a PayPal account, you can't necessarily do it unless you use, unless you have your own account. So we want to make it, we want to make a bigger option and more open, so to speak. Besides all that, I did want to mention to you that we got a set few guests in line. And like I said, whenever I get around to it and when I have the availability to cut these videos and cut this audio, then I will do so. But we have Dr. Rod Moten and we have Paul Stock, and they have their own ministries, which is Lampstand Collective, which is Paul Stock, and Dr. Rod Moten also has the Elkton Prayer Center, and he also has the God Loves You Foundation. Anyway, we're going to go into discussion and sort of a roundtable along with my wife about unity in the church, and also the silent competition that's between the different churches. It's a really good one. I'm really excited about it. I'm probably going to make it a 2-part series just because it's really long. So keep an eye out for that. Once again, I'm not necessarily going to send out any kinds of announcements. We may make some picture content or some memes or some things like that to let you know on our social media accounts, but we're not doing the emails. And I will also be interviewing Eunice Lai, and she has a ministry that involves ministering to those with alternative lifestyles, how to bring them into the kingdom and set them free from the things that hold them captive. Anyway, it's really good. It's a really good testimony. We're going to have all her information on the notes below, so it's more than likely going to be a 2-part series. Once that rolls around, we look forward for you to check that out. I also want to let you know that my wife, Corey, is going to have her own episode, and that's going to be the first. In this episode, she is going to be talking about some dreams that she had received from the Lord and some things that are coming down the pike that we need to be aware of. I really am going to be digging into this to editing it and cutting it and getting it out to you guys because it feels like it's important. So this is going to be the first episode. And so keep an eye out for that. I'm probably going to have it out sometime this week. I'm trying to think of off the top of my head anything else. Oh, yes. And when we do have the content that we need as far as the intros and the outros and the commercials and such to put these things together on video format, I wanted to let you know that it's not going to be consistent as far as videos on Rumble and YouTube, even sometimes Facebook. And that's just simply because it takes a lot of work just to edit all those video, convert it into audio, and so on and so forth. So thank you for your patience. If you're a YouTubie or if you're somebody who likes to listen to Rumble, I highly suggest that you would just subscribe to us on whatever platform that you like as far as RSS feed. Because I think, really, in all actuality, this is where the Lord wants to take us for this brief moment in time. And when we have a little bit more free time and we have a little bit more availability, we will put it out on video. Now, like I said, there will be points and times where I feel like I need to put something out on video, and I will. Or if somebody wants to record in video, then I will. And in those cases, be prepared. But like I said, I'm not going to have the information out to you readily as far as the days and the times that these videos are going to be put out. So I'm just letting you all know. We do apologize about that, but it's that time of life, and that's just how things are going. So I wanted to thank you all for listening, and I wanted to thank you all for subscribing to us and wherever you would be subscribing to. And have a great day. God bless.